Dear friends, in the last video we have seen the foundation work and we have got to understand how the foundation and more information about foundation. So now we are at the next stage at this site, where after the foundation work was done, we have raised the columns and then we have casted the plinth beam and then we have done the backfilling also. Okay, now at current status, the plumbing work is also being done and is in progress. So we will try to understand the plumbing work and other work that needs to be done before the floor PCC is done, so that we will understand how important and effectively this work can be done in a right way. So why should we do this plumbing work at this stage? Why not during the end stage of the project? Why is because if you can plan properly and do at this stage, you can save the material, you can save the labor, as well as all the efforts that goes during the finishing stage can be eliminated with right process of planning. And since we plan and do the work, so we are able to do this at this stage effectively. What you can see is, since this is a 30 by 47 feet ka east facing site, at the northwest of the property there are two washrooms that is coming, and to connect that washrooms to the drain pipes, so we have done the pipeline, which you can see here, where the point has been done, and those points ka pipelines has been extended to the outside of the setback area, and on the inside we have raised the point with a pipe and we have covered that with the lids or caps. Why should we do is that during the entire stage of work from now till the finishing stage, okay, we have to protect this pipe with avoiding of cement or sand or mud that may enter into the pipe. So in order to protect that, we have put the cap at this stage itself. So inside pipes are protected with the caps or lids, and if you see, all the pipes have been directly taken outside at whatever angle that can be derived, and it is being connected to an inspection chamber or IC in general, what we call as. If you observe, why do we do so is, so any pipe that is coming to the IC, if it is directly connected with no bends or discrepancies in between, it is always easy for us to clean those pipes during the maintenance. So now from the northwest, where we have two washrooms, all the pipe has been connected to one IC, as you are seeing here. From there we will move on to the southwest of the site, where in that stretch you will be able to see two ICs that are planned. So one is in the northwest of the site, and then as you move forward, another IC is in the southwest of the property, you can see at the corner. And then in between these two, there is one more IC that we have planned, which is coming at the center of the 30 feet length. And why are we planning for this IC is not just because of connecting the ground floor ka washroom ka pipe, we also have the first floor and second floor ka UG line or sanitary line that is coming, and based on the drawing that you can see on the screen, so we need an IC to collect the water that is coming at that point. Okay, now you can see this southwest of the property where we have done a IC, and if you observe here also, we have closed the caps to the pipes. Again, during the length of the construction, there will be so many labor teams who comes and works. So in order to protect the pipes or ICs from clogging, we have put a end caps at this stage only, and you can see in the image how the finishing will be done once the work has been completed. So, and what you can see next to that is you have a floor trap, and that floor trap, whatever we have planned, that is also will be connected to the inspection chamber. And now we will be focusing on the south side of the site, which is ranging for around 47 feet of length. In this 47 feet of length, so there are totally 4 ICs that we have planned, and now we are near to the dining hall of the ground floor house, where from there, from the dining point, we have taken the pipe and we have planned to make one IC at this point. So the pipe will continue as you can see in the image now, and then at the edge of the site near to the southeast corner we have a main IC. So you can see how main IC work is being done in the image. So during the entire length of this south of 47 feet, and from the start point from the northwest of the property where the first IC was designed, so the length of around 70 feet plus, we have achieved the slope of around 2.5 feet, so that the water flow will be very easy without any hurdles. So the total for a span of 70 feet, the slope what we have derived is almost 2.5 feet, which at an interval of 10 feet achieving a slope of around minimum 1 inch plus as per the site condition. So friends, you can also observe that whenever we connect pipes, okay, we never melt the pipe, burning the pipe with the fire, whereas as a best practices we always use a collar and shoe, so as recommended by the process, which is something different compared to what others don't follow. Friends, now we are near the kitchen sink point. So kitchen sink and utility are next adjacent to each other, and from there we have made a provision to take the pipes out, and again we have planned to make one more IC there. Why we have made an IC here is it is always better to clean the clogging which usually we face as a problem in kitchen. So one more point what you have to be aware is that based on the width of the slab in the kitchen that you use, always the trap has to be placed at the center, leaving 1 feet from the wall, so that it becomes easy for during maintenance. So you can see now both the utility and kitchen sink pipes are taken out, and a provision for IC is made, and from the that IC we have connected a straight line pipe to the main IC. So if you observe here, we have not again used any shoe or a bend, whereas we have used a straight line pipe at an angle, so that it is easy to attend any problem during maintenance. Friends, one more point that you have to observe in our work is, which is our one of the best practice, whenever we take a pipe outside the beam, what as you see here, we never core cut or we don't damage the steel there. Instead we chip the beam and take the pipe out without disturbing or without making damage to the reinforcement steel. So like this, there are many best practices that we follow at site. So with this, the kitchen plumbing line work is also covered, which you can see evidently here. Friends, now we will focus to understand how rainwater work is done. So what we have planned is every drop of water that falls on the terrace will be collected, and it is bought through a single pipe, and then we have connected that in the ground floor to the rainwater harvesting. So at every floor whatever cleaning water is being connected to a single pipe, and from there the water comes to the ground floor, and through the parking it will reach rainwater harvesting. So how the rainwater harvesting pit is done is, okay, you can see in the drawing. So we have placed the Velcro rings with a spacing at interval, so that the water disbursement can happen without any problem. And now at the site you can see, according to the drawing, how the pipe will be collected from the terrace, from there how is it coming in the parking area, and how the provision to collect the water in the parking is also made, and how is it connected to rainwater harvesting. And if you see the parking on this side and the setback area and car parking, car washing water, and the car washing water plus parking washing water, all the water also will be collected through a trap, and that will be connected to the rainwater harvesting. So in the nutshell, we are not wasting any water, or we are not letting it go to the drain, rather than we are trying to collect that and recharge the mother earth, filling the rainwater harvesting. And now you can see how the rings has been placed and how it is been arranged in order to properly disperse the water into the mother earth. Friends, the concept of rainwater harvesting is so simple that, okay, you can see in the drawing that on the bottom it's only a 40 mm aggregate that we have used, over which we have placed the rings, and a spacing is provided at regular intervals, so that as the water fills the well, it keeps dispersing naturally to the mother earth. So it happens in such a way that how much ever the rainfall is, the well is never going to be filled by itself. And we also have given a provision of the filled water to go outside the site to the gutter. That provision also is done. So you can see how the pipeline work is connected, and how it is being planned to effectively ensure that the water is not wasted. Friends, now let us understand something about our compound wall ka plinth beam. Whenever we plan to make a compound wall, the usual procedure is to make 2 cores of side stone work and build compound wall of around 3 feet to 5 feet, which is a regular procedure. But what happens is, when you have a neighboring house, and if that is old, and for any chance if in future if they are going to demolish their house and their compound wall, so there is all the chances of the mud getting collapsed. With that, your both side stone work as well as the compound wall will collapse. So in order to avoid that in our work, what we have planned is, so we have planned in such a way that our foundation plinth beam is connected with the plinth beam for compound wall. So both the foundation plinth as well as the compound wall plinth is made, and they are interconnected through a beam, which you can see both in the drawing as well as how it is connected with the images that is being done at the site. So what happens with this is, when we make the plinth beam and then make the compound wall, though our neighboring site people, even if they demolish the house, even if they bring down their compound wall, so there is no damage to our compound wall, because it is being built on a plinth beam. So though the sand or a mud may collapse, but plinth beam doesn't collapse by itself, because it is a concrete with a steel, so it has a strength and stability which is now connected to a main foundation beam. So our compound wall is protected and taken care, so that our investment on the compound wall will never go waste, or we will never get a work in the future. So you can see in the entire span of 47 feet how the compound wall ka plinth is made, and how it is connected to the main foundation plinth. If you see, wherever we have our main foundation ka plinth beam that is coming from north to the south direction, we have connected, extending that we have connected to the compound wall plinth beam. Also, if you observe, the compound wall ka plinth beam is at a level low compared to the level of the foundation plinth beam, which is planned and made as expected by the client as per the design. So now we are trying to show you how the plinth beam is casted and how it is connected to the main plinth of the foundation or main plinth of the house. So we are showing it in the west side for the entire 30 feet length, where we have connected that in the 3 points at a main 3 plinth beam is connected to between the compound wall and the main plinth. Also friends, what you have to be little careful when you are planning to construct a compound wall is, always ensure from the edge of the site you at least plan minimum of 2.5 feet of setback area. Why? Because when you do a compound wall of 4 inch, okay, with the thickness of the wall and plastering, the thickness will be almost approximately 6 inch. So for a human to walk and attend the maintenance problem of plumbing or anything other maintenance work, a minimum of 2 feet is required. And when we plan a setback of 2.5 feet from the edge of the site, it is always taken care that the maintenance work will be easily be carried out at the site without any problem. Friends, now we are at the roadside of the site, where we will explain something about the plinth which is shifted for 1.5 feet compared to the line of the site. Why we have done is, this site is in the slope, the road is sloped for this slide, and in order to make the car ramp very easily workable, we have taken the plinth beam and shifted it 1.5 feet inside, so that the car ramp can be made at a proper angle with a wide length, so that the car can easily come inside the parking, so that the bonnet will not touch the ramp, so that the parking becomes easy. As you can see, both in the drawings we have shown, which is in the 2D and as well as 3D. So this is how we have planned to make sure the plinth beam is also done in a right way. Friends, you can see now the parking plinth beam is at 9 inch difference compared to the foundation ka plinth beam. That means, so the house is lifted for 9 inches compared to the parking level. So though we have lifted this, what we have done is, technically in order to connect the parking beam to the main plinth, okay, we have connected the beam through a reinforcement steel, though there is a difference of 9 inches compared to the main plinth beam. You can see that how the design has been changed and how the work has been casted at site, so that though there is a difference in the level, the connecting of the beam is done all through the site, connecting all the beams without any problem. Friends, now we will try to understand how the plumbing CPVC line work is done. So what you are seeing is, now the Kaveri water line from the road is taken, and there is an IC that is made where the meter has to be placed, and then the Kaveri water line is, from there 3 lines has been dropped, where one is to the parking for a direct tap, another connection which goes to the sump tank, and from the sump tank area we have also taken one same connection, we are extending it to the kitchen area. You can see the pipeline that is connected to the sump tank here, and the line has been extended to get a Kaveri water to the kitchen area. Friends, it's so important to document all these things at this stage, because any problem that we foresee in the future, these videos will help us to attend the problem and fix them in a right way. So now the Kaveri water line is done. So now you can see how the water from the sump tank is connected to the overhead tank. Though the connection happens at the later, so below the plinth whatever work has to be done, that is already covered here, where the sump tank line is taken below the plinth and it is extended from the northeast corner of the site from the sump tank through the southeast of the site, and then through the setback area on the south side. It has been taken at the edge of the site in the location of southwest of the corner of the site, where we will raise the pipe to overhead tank. You can see here how the pipeline has been drawn below the PCC work. It has been extended on the south side till the southwest corner of the property, and on the image you can see where we have located that where the pipe has to be raised, how the plumbing work is already planned to connect it to overhead tank. You can see that in the design drawing. So this is the amount of clarity we would need if we have to plan the plumbing work below the plinth stage. whether you don't do it at this stage, it will be the same thing that needs to be planned, and all the work that is being done has to be chipped or demolished and redone during the later stage, which we are trying to avoid. Do the drawings at this stage and then complete the work at one stage, so that we are trying to save the material, labor, time, and ensure all the work happens in a planned way. So now what you are seeing is there is a CPVC pipeline that is coming, which we are trying to give a connection to the parking area, so that from the OHT the water that needs to be come through that pipeline is raised, and in the floor that water is brought to the parking area. So, friends, after the parking water, okay, we can see that how the UG cable for in the below the plinth, how it is being taken to the roadside, and this is images that the site is ready for anti-termite treatment. Friends, if you like this video and the information of this video, subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos. If you have any questions, post them on the comment section.